about adopting a pet. If you've ever thought about getting a dog or a cat or any other animal, have you ever thought about adopting them from a humane society? That's what I did with Angel here, and it's like one of the best decisions I could have ever made. So I'd been thinking about getting a dog for a while. When I lived at home, we had pets from when I was like in elementary school, and so when I moved out for grad school by myself, was living by myself, and I missed the company of having a little dog by my side to keep me company. And so when I was thinking about getting a new dog, someone mentioned to me the possibility of adopting them from a humane society. And I thought about it. I actually had never visited a humane society before, and I found out there was one close to my house. So one afternoon I went there and I visited, and it was mainly a dog and cat facility. They had small dogs, large dogs, and then all sorts of cats. And I went in there and it was really sad. Some of the dogs looked really, really depressed. Some of them had been there for like more than 1 year, because what this particular humane society does, they take in the dogs and they keep them there and take care of them until they die, pretty much. They don't take them and euthanize them. So I was really glad that facility did that. So there are other dogs who were so cute, and I just wanted to take them home right away. But when I had visited, the lady told me, one of the workers told me that they had done a special rescue mission where they went to a puppy mill, which is where they overbreed dogs, and they usually aren't in very good conditions. They don't get brushed or fed very well. Their primary purpose is to just keep making more dogs, and a lot of these dogs end up in the puppy stores that you see like in the mall or just on the street. So it's really sad. So they had done the special rescue mission, and the next day they were having a special open to the public sale of dogs that had been rescued from the puppy mill. Like, these were really purebred dogs, like malteses, Yorkshire terriers, and just a lot of other specialty dogs that were being raised at these puppy mills. So I decided to go back the next day, and I'd gone on the website, and they actually had listed some of the dogs that were going to be available. So I had like several in mind when I went to the Humane Society. But when I got there, the line was ridiculous. Like, I would have never thought so many people would be up at like 8 o'clock in the morning trying to adopt some pets. But I'm glad to find out that there were, because a lot of these pets needed homes and loving care. So when I went there, stood in this long line, and by the time that I got into the main area where all the dogs were in their cages waiting to be adopted, like, none of the dogs that I picked out on the website were there anymore. They all got snatched up, because a lot of them were puppies. But I did notice that the dogs that were left were kind of older, like 7 to 10 years, and it was really sad because no one really wanted to adopt an older dog. And they looked pretty bad too. Like, the fur, like, a lot of them had to get shaved down all the way because their fur had gotten matted, because the owners didn't take care of them at this puppy mill. So one of the workers had come up to me and told me, that dog over there would like to be adopted too. Just because they're old, doesn't mean that they wouldn't be a great companion. And it's like, oh, I really wanted a puppy, but okay. And so I went into this is Angel, so I went into her cage, and like, she was so skinny, and they had these cots laid up in the cages, and she was like laying on her side, hardly breathing, and she just looked really, really bad. And the person told me, you can go and touch her and stuff. I'm like, okay. And so as soon as I picked her up, like, she was shaking, and like, it was really sad. It made me want to cry. But as I continued to pet her, she started to calm down, and I laid her back on the cot, and she finally kind of just climbed off the cot, went to go drink some water, and then was looking at me like, who are you? And gingerly walked back over to her cot, and I just fell in love with her. Like, she looked so pitiful, but I felt like she really needed someone to adopt her and give her the love that she needed. So she's 8 years old. She was 8 years old, and she was one of the dogs, you know, giving birth to a lot of these puppies. So I know she must have been under a lot of stress. So when I was getting ready to leave the cage, like, she started looking at me and kind of lifted up her head a little bit. I'm like, okay, she needs to come home with me today. So I'm really, really glad that I did decide to adopt a dog from the Humane Society. We're giving love to dogs who aren't really used to loving care from humans, or they didn't at one point have, you know, a family that did take care of them, but say the family had a new baby that was allergic to the dog and they're given away. So there's just a lot of loving dogs there who just want, you know, someone to care for them. And yeah, it's a great place to adopt a dog. I feel like I really made a difference in Angel's life. So if you are interested in adopting a dog from Humane Society or just buying a dog, period, there are some things that you want to make sure you have taken care of before you actually purchase the dog, if you know for sure you are going to get one. And some of those things that would be included is a leash for your dog, possibly a bed for your dog. Make sure you find out what kind of food that they've been eating at either the Humane Society or wherever you're buying the dog from, so you can get that same food so you don't make their stomach upset when you try to switch them to new food. You also want to make sure that you have proper vitamins, and make sure that you have a vet in mind that you can go get their shots, taking care of their different vaccines that the dogs need to get. But yeah, those are like the main things you need to kind of take care of before you actually go in to get your dog. But besides that, if you ever have any questions about adopting a pet in the Humane Society or just taking care of dogs in general, feel free to contact me here on YouTube. Alright.